do, but there's this one I just got to know, and I want to share that with you. So come closer, because this is actually what I want to imbibe. All right, okay. So this person said that you can actually study, which I actually thought, thinking about it, I feel like, oh well, I think this is nice. Why not try this? Because hello beautiful people, welcome back. Your girl here as usual. Hi, I'm Christina Kelvin if you're new here, and I say thank you so very much for coming back and for clicking on this video to watch. For my returning subscriber, I say thank you so very much for always supporting me. So I actually don't know when this video will be going up. Probably it will be in the new year or before new year, but I know that this is the time of the year whereby we make new year resolutions, be it at the close of the year or early days of the year, which is very important. I'm so sure that most of us will be drawing out plans on our vision boards and making so many new year resolutions. And if you have the best time for you to actually do your new year resolutions and actually go through your vision board to strategize and if you haven't seen a short video that I did on why it's important for you to take the stock of your year, then I'll put the link here. Very important. It is why it is after taking stock of your life that you want to re-strategize and probably do a resolution and draw some plans out on your vision board. That being said, as we make new year resolutions and as we draw our vision board, it's actually very important for us to include our spiritual it is very important for us to include our intimacy and our spiritual growth in whatever plans or resolution we are making, and that is the reason why I'm making this video. All right, see, if you are making any plans or any resolution without you making your spiritual growth and your intimacy with your maker as part of those resolutions, then you're making a big mistake. So this is time for you to adjust in case you didn't include that. And for those that has included it, then yeah, I say congratulations, I say well done, that's a good job. Okay, one of my plans this year is that I want to read the Bible over again. Yeah, it's not as if I haven't done that in time past, and for those that have done that in time past too, yeah, we keep knowing God's word, we keep reading God's word. You can never read God's word too much. Reading God's word can never be too much, and we are not doing this for the fun of it. So I'm challenging myself to read God's word from back to back, I mean from the beginning to the end once again this year, and I'm challenging you to do the same too. So let's get on it. How do you study? As you can already tell by the title of this video, how can you study God's word back to back? Remember I say that we must build intimacy with God, with our maker, which is very, very important. Yeah, and one of the ways in which we can build spiritual intimacy with our Father is by studying His word and by praying. But in this video, we will be focusing mainly on studying God's words. And how do you study God's word? And how do you study God's word? There are different ways and there are different plans you can imbibe in studying God's word, but there's a particular one I just discovered and I would love to share that with you. So don't rush to watch this video, you need to watch it to the very end. There are different plans you can imbibe in studying God's word. The first one is canonical. That is when you actually sit down with God's word and you say, okay, you're going through the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. That is canonical. And there's another one that is chronological. Chronology is as the event of the Bible happens. Chronology, you understand, as those events happens. Another study plan is historical. You can say, okay, let me study it by history, how the histories, according to how the books are being authored and all that. Another one which I love so much is studying it book by book. You can say, okay, this month I want to study the Gospels, next month I want to study the epistles, book by book. All right. Another one which I love so much is studying by subject. Okay, you can say, okay, I want to study around faith. Then you sit down with God's word and you gather scriptures around faith and around books of the Bible around faith. Then you study. You can say, okay, I want to study on grace, I want to study also. That is another way by which you can also study the Bible. But there's this one I just got to know, and I want to share that with you. So come closer, because this is actually what I want to imbibe. All right, okay. So this person said that you can actually study, which I actually thought, thinking about it, I feel like, oh well, I think this is nice. Why not try this? Because I think I've tried book for book. I say, okay, let me study romance. Let me study. I've done that, and I've also done chronological. I've done canonical, written through from Genesis to Revelation. Though I'm not sorry to say, I don't really like Revelation anyways. I don't know, probably because I grew up with this mentality of Revelation is a book to be dreaded. This year we are breaking that, all right? And I'm challenging myself, and I'm challenging you too. Okay, so what this person explained was that you can actually go from Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus to the Chronicles. All right, you will read from Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Number, Deuteronomy, Judges, First King, Second King, First Chronicles, Second Chronicles. Instead of now going to Ezra, you will pause. All right, so you read from Genesis to to the Chronicles, and she said from there then she will jump to the prophets. Now this is her reason. The Chronicles was actually talking about the reigns of those different kings, what they did wrong, what they did not do. All right, and and the prophet that reigns during, and the prophet that there was during those kings' reign. And of course the prophets were actually talking about what this particular king did, how he fell, and all that. So, and I love that so much. Like, the Chronicles of what you just read, the Chronicles, the First and Second Chronicle, is still very fresh in your head. So you jump into the prophets will actually make you understand. If you don't do that, actually, you might miss the message in the Chronicles, because it looks more like an history. Well, I've studied the Chronicles before, so it looks more like an history. But you doing it in this, I've not done it too. That is what I'm challenging myself to do in the next year, or probably in this year, whatever. I don't know when this video will be coming up anyway. So you jumping from First Chronicles, Second Chronicles, then to the prophets, we actually bring in more synergy between the Chronicles and exactly the prophets. Then after you've read all the major prophets and the minor prophets, then she says she will go back to Ezra and all that, and then she goes through to the New Testament. The New Testaments they are lovable. I mean, see, don't do this for the fun of it. Don't do it because you want to tell people, like, say, me. I've studied the word. I've read the Bible through twice, 10 times, 20 times, just so as to add another level to your shoulder parts. No, don't do that. Do it because you want to build intimacy with your father. All right. And she said that what she does is that while she's studying those side by side, she also ensures that she's taking a proverb of the day, meaning she's studying her proverbs. This is what my husband does every year, every January of every year. My husband always study the book of Proverbs. So I want to challenge you to that. Take Proverbs chapter by chapter each day, which is Proverbs chapter 1 on January 1st, Proverbs chapter 2, and by the end of January, you're already done with Proverbs. So alongside you studying and you reading other parts of the Bible, you're also doing your Proverbs of the day. And the book of Psalms, oh God, these are actually books that you can read even 2, 3, 4 Psalms in a day. Okay, so I challenge you to imbibe this principle. Whichever plans you are imbibing, let me know in the comment section. Will you be doing the canonical, the chronological, the historical, the book for book, or the subject for subject? Whichever one you would love to do, or this one I'm just gushing over and I want to try. Whichever one you want to use, let me know in the comment section, and I hope this video has blessed you in one or two ways. If so, do also give me a massive thumbs up, and I see you in my next video. Bye.